In this video, I want to talk to you about the first 3 hires that I would make as an online fitness coach if I wanted to get to 50K per month and only work 4 hours a week. Before I get into it, I want to talk to you about my value system around hiring, because I think that's really important. Obviously, everyone has different values around how they run their business and what's important to them. Now, a lot of coaches, and this is what I've seen, and I've actually had firsthand experience in this, is a lot of coaches fall into the trap of hiring because they believe that that's what they just have to do, which also often leads them into, building a business that they actually hate. And like I said, this happened to me. I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. All I knew at the time is I just wanted to build a business. I wanted to scale. I wanted to make more money. I didn't really have any values behind me. I didn't really understand myself entirely. And that led me to making lots of fucking mistakes. So many mistakes I can't even explain. And hopefully by you watching this video, if you align with my a similar value system to me, then maybe this can save you making mistakes in the hiring process as well as you scale. Inside of my business, I always make decisions based around 3 values. So I have 3 values that I check in with before I make a decision. And that is peace, profit, and purpose. Peace, does it bring more peace into my life based on this decision? So for example, in this scenario, if I'm going to hire someone, is it going to bring more peace or disrupt the peace? I like things being uncomplicated. I don't want to manage a massive team. I don't want to manage people that I don't like or have team members in for no reason at all. Everything needs to align with peace. Then second one is profit. Does it keep profit high? It's not so much about how much you make, but more so about how much you get to keep. I feel as though a lot of people like to flex how much money they're making. And I know a lot of these people personally, inside of the coaching space, inside of the business coaching space as well, that are bringing in 200, 300, sometimes even up to 500K per month. But their profit margins are absolutely cooked because they have too many staff. I'm all about living a lean, stress-free, uncomplicated life. And the thought of having 10 to 20 plus team members that I have to manage does not fall in line with peace, and it also doesn't fall in line with having high profit. Then the third one is purpose. Does it align with my purpose in life? Now, my purpose will change depending on the season that I'm in, but right now, the season that I'm in is living, again, a peaceful, stress-free life, living completely on my own terms, doing whatever I want, whenever I want. So again, the decisions that I make inside of my business have to align with these 3 things. So now that you understand kind of my mental framework behind why it is that I do what I do, let's get into it. So the first 3 hires in order for fitness coaches. Once you reach 10K per month, I would recommend hiring a program developer. Now, this is someone that you're going to hire to literally take over the program development for your clients. Because if you're anything like me, then you're probably a coach who likes to deliver personalized programs to your clients. You don't like cookie cutter stuff. You don't like creating a template and just copy pasting to every single person. Instead, you like to understand the individual and actually create a program that is going to be beneficial specifically to them and what it is that they need. But because of that, and that's what you value, it takes a lot of fucking time. I personally don't like creating programs. I find it to be a tedious task, and I just personally fucking hate it. So the most logical step for me in terms of who to hire was going to be a program developer. Now, down below here, I've listed out who you can hire, what you need to make it work, and how to pay them. Who you can hire: a personal trainer that's looking for some extra work, a long-term client that knows your protocols and program style / method, or a family member / sibling or friend. I would probably recommend not doing that. This is what I did. I hired my brother, and obviously I love my brother, but because we're family, he was kind of I don't really care, So if I were to go back, I would actually hire probably a personal trainer that's looking for some extra work. Now, the things that you need to make this work is you need standard operating procedures, or SOPs for short, explaining how to create programs using your training software, of course, but also educational trainings on your program methodologies, right? How you like to create programs, how you like to structure programs, and how you like to provide training protocols and things like that. You need to have in-depth training modules so that when you do hire this person, they can come in and just watch everything and learn. Then you also need a feedback system. So a way for you to assess their work over, I would say, a 4 to 8 week period where you're constantly giving them feedback and assessing the stuff that they do to make sure that they are creating programs exactly how you would like to create programs for your own clients. Then lastly, this is what I did, is I would have continued learning / study along the way, which is like courses, workshops, and self-learning, so that my program developer could, learn as they go. Lastly, how to pay them. Now, there's 2 methods that you can go about paying your program developer. It can be hourly or per program. I would highly recommend not going per program because this can actually encourage a lower quality of programs being developed, because if they get paid per program, then it's just like smash out the program as quickly as possible. Then they can work less and get paid the same. So I would highly recommend going hourly. Anywhere between $25 to $35 AUD per hour is usually a good range to be in, and that is based on the average employment pay for a personal trainer. Next up is the virtual assistant. $20K per month is where ideally you start to offload every single repetitive task that you have to do, that be admin, client delivery, payments, onboarding, editing, posting social media, chat, replying to comments and stuff like that. Everything that you probably don't need to do for yourself. Now, so I know sometimes it's hard to let go of tasks. This was me because I'm a very controlling, if it's not done by me, it's not done perfectly kind of thing. So this is something that you kind of have to work towards over time, but ideally you just want to be able to let go of as much stuff as you possibly can. The way that you make this work well is by having a very solid SOP library. Now, I know I skipped who you can hire. Actually, I'll just go over that now. I would recommend hiring someone from the Philippines, just straight to the point. Someone from Philippines, they speak great English, they are lovely to deal with, and they won't actually cost you a lot of money. And I've provided you a list of websites that you can go to actually find your virtual assistant. Going back to what would make this work. I've hired a VA before my current VA, and it was an absolute disaster because of myself. I didn't have the systems in place to actually make sure that I onboarded this VA in a streamlined fashion so that they could learn everything that they needed to. So create an SOP library, standard operating procedure library. I use ClickUp to house all of my SOPs. You don't have to use ClickUp. You can use Notion. You can use whatever you want, but you want to create essentially a tutorial video on exactly how to do the task that you want to offload. And we have a huge list. Actually, let me show you. We have a huge fucking list of this is ClickUp. This is all of the tasks that I have my VA doing for me. And it's very, very important for that to be a thing that you have. And also another feedback system. Everyone that you hire, ideally you want to have a feedback system. How to pay them? Again, they're going to be pretty cheap, anywhere between $5 to $15 USD per hour. The more you pay, right? I learned this as well. The more you pay, the better the person will be, quite literally. So I wouldn't recommend cheaping out on this. We currently pay our VA $17.50 USD per hour, and that's probably going to be going up very soon to $20 USD per hour because she's an absolute gun. Then the third hire is a support coach. Now, this person could be your program developer if they're good enough and they want to become an online coach, or it can be someone else. But ideally, the support coach also takes over the program development. So this becomes one role. So you're now a team of 3. You, support coach, and a VA. This person is obviously going to take over all of the client delivery, mainly client check-ins and programs. So stepping in as you. Now, a couple of things I personally needed to learn, because I've had lots of coaches work for me and disaster. Things that I needed to learn was they will never be you, ever. They're never going to be you. So you need to drop your expectation for them to be you. They are only as good as you teach them to be. Essentially, if you find yourself unhappy with the work that they're producing, then it's most likely due to a lack of correct training, i.e. it's your fault. So who you can hire, again, you can hire a personal trainer or an existing online coach. You could hire a long-term client that already understands your business model and method, but I would also recommend hiring based on the following traits. Number 1, impeachable character. You don't want them to have an ego, and you want them to be coachable. I personally hired a long-term client. His name's Kieran. He's an absolute fucking weapon. He has impeachable character. He doesn't have an ego, and he's very coachable. And the reason why I know he's very coachable is because I'm the one who coached him in the beginning. Anyways, what you need to make this work, very much the same. SOPs, you need educational trainings on how to be a coach. So not just the technical stuff, but also like how to influence behavior change to clients and provide support. Again, feedback system, continued learning/study. Now, how to pay your coach, your support coach. I made a fucking massive mistake, huge mistake in the beginning of sharing revenue with my coach. So every client that came on, they would get like 40% of what the client was paying. And that ruined my profit. It got to the point where my coaches that were working for me were earning more than me. And I'm just like, I'm the fucking business owner. I'm the one taking on all of this risk. I'm the one trying to get clients. I'm the one spending my time getting more leads, doing the sales calls. Like, it was crazy. It was the worst decision of my fucking life. Anyways, so I would highly recommend just completely ignoring that idea and instead paying them on an hourly basis. Simple, just like any other employee. I pay my coach $50 an hour AUD with room to increase over time. And it's as simple as that. So hopefully this was insightful. Let me know if you have any questions, drop them below, or feel free to send me a direct message if you do have any other questions. But I think I've covered everything. Peace.